As physical educators, we focus on developing the motor skills of young students. We place great emphasis on this critical part of child development. 4th and 5th grade is a time when we see kids take more interest in video games and TV, which means that they may not be getting enough physical activity every day. Overweight and obesity among children has reached epidemic proportions in this country. This trend makes our jobs more important than ever. This video will show you some activities you can use with your 4th and 5th grade students that will promote healthy development, build interest, and increase movement and activity. Some can be performed easily in smaller spaces and require minimal instruction before getting started. You'll find even more information about these activities in your toolkit. Porcupine tag is a game that keeps the students continuously active as they dodge and chase each other in an effort to snatch the most clothespins or quills from the back of other players' shirts.
You can only grab one clothespin at a time. If you have no clothespins on your back, it is okay. You are still in the game. You are still trying to find somebody that has a clothespin. You can still gain clothespins.
Students can pull only one clothespin at a time and will assume the safe position, which is down on one knee, to put the clothespin back on their own shirt.
Boys and girls, today we are going to do some stations that are working on some of the soccer skills that we have been practicing in class.
Here we have 3 variations of soccer activities that will allow students to practice their skills. First, Soccerama combines aerobic play with soccer dribbling and trapping skill practice. The idea is for the students to collect as many soccer balls from the hoops as possible in the allotted time and dribble them in proper form to their own group's hoop. Next, the skill stations allow for focused instruction, and finally, 4-goal soccer allows all students practice time in a game situation. Technology can also be used to help the students assess their skills. Here we are using an iPad to record their movements. Seeing themselves on the iPad helps students to understand where they are doing well and which areas still need improvement. Pool noodles make for a super safe hockey game. 4-goal noodle hockey is a variation of 4-goal soccer. Each team has their own goal and each person has their own noodle. The idea is for the students to score goals at the 3 opposing nets while defending their own goal. Doing this helps students sustain a high level of cardiovascular activity while practicing offensive and defensive strategies. Noodles should go no higher than the waist so that no student gets hit. Players can steal one another's ball, but they can only make a goal with the ball that corresponds with their own colored vest. Backboard bombers is very similar to basketball. Groups of 6 are able to practice passing, shooting, and rebounding skills in a game-like situation, except there is no dribbling in this game. If your gym has no more than 2 baskets, you may add skill stations somewhere else in the space. Unlike basketball, students cannot dribble when in possession of the ball. Other players must move and stay open so teammates can pass the ball to them. There are a few different ways students can score points. Students cannot take the ball out of another student's hands, but they can intercept a pass.
Students on this side, your job is to pick up as many cones as you can before I yell stop. Your job is to knock over as many cones as you can. You just tip them over.
Dribbling drones and worker bees is an activity that challenges the student to take their eyes off the ball while continuously dribbling. Players demonstrate proper dribbling form while knocking over cones or righting them. If you have limited resources, you can fill plastic soda or coffee creamer bottles with sand to use instead of cones. This is a great activity to help students develop peripheral vision as well as eye-hand coordination. This is also another great opportunity for assessment. Take some time following each activity to ask the students about the purpose of a specific movement or a key term or idea they may not be familiar with.
Does anybody know what I mean when I say peripheral vision? Yeah, you're seeing out of the corner of your eye, so when you're dribbling and you've got another thing to do, You're sort of keeping the ball in your hand in your peripheral vision, and you're doing another job. Do you think basketball players need to use their peripheral vision a lot?
Group juggling is a cooperative activity that encourages the students to pass the balls with attention focused on the success of the whole group. The object of the game is to get as many balls going in each group without missing.
You want your group to be successful in catching the ball. So you don't want to throw it too hard. You want to make sure they are looking at you.
As students become better skilled, more balls are added to the circle. This activity helps students learn the importance of teamwork while practicing passing and catching skills. In this cooperative activity, no one waits in line for a turn at bat or to kick. Continuous T-ball is done in groups of 5 or 6. A whole class can participate out in the field or on the blacktop. Batters hit the ball off the tee or cone and run around the bases, or in this case, the outside cones. Fielders throw the ball to first, second, third base, and then to the pitcher. If the batter makes it home before the ball moves to the pitcher, a point is scored. This is a great game for developing throwing, catching, base running skills, and teamwork. Students will be either power walking or jogging. The benefit of this activity is that it allows the slower or less fit students to work at their own pace without bringing attention to the slower movers. Cones guide students to stay in a lane around the perimeter of the room. One lane is designed as the jogging lane and one is the power walking lane. Once partners meet up beside each other in their respective lanes, they get to switch places. These students were engaged in critical thinking after a cooperative aerobic game of perimeter partners.
Perimeter means what? What do you think? What's the word perimeter for Matthew?
Surrounding.
Surrounding, the outside. So in perimeter partners, you are going to use the outside boundary of the room.
The Virginia Reel can stand alone or as a rhythmic activity or as part of a social studies unit in any of the grades that cover colonial times. It's been said, after all, that this was George Washington's favorite dance.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is take 3 steps forward and clap our hands. Ready? 1, 2, 3, clap your hands. And back up, 1, 2, 3, clap your hands. Take 3 steps forward again, 1, 2, 3, clap.
The students have an opportunity to be active while practicing their listening skills as they follow the directions of the caller.
Nice and high, come on through.
Musical snatch can be done in a small space and encourages students to perform fitness exercises while the music is playing. This fitness activity requires using upper arm and core strength to play the game.
When the music starts, you're going to do your ABC push-ups. When the music stops, you want to be the first one to grab the ball.
Students are so motivated to be the first one to snatch the ball that they don't notice how hard they are working. The stations in this activity give the students an opportunity to practice all the areas of fitness. As instructors, you begin by setting up a variety of exercise stations in all 4 corners of the room. Each corner is marked by a playing card: clubs, spades, hearts, and diamonds. In order to get to the corners, the students have to choose a card from the deck. If they pull a card with hearts, they head to the heart station. Students repeat the exercise as many times as indicated by the number on the playing card. Face cards equal 10 repetitions of the exercise at that particular station. Aces equal 15. If the students pick the same signed card and they return to the same station they went to previously, they can choose one of the other activities available to them. The wrap-up is a good opportunity to test the students' knowledge of the parts of the body they just finished working out.
What were you working on over there? Does anybody know? Arms, yup, and even your core too.